Hey everyone, 95 Fathoms here, and welcome to the finale video for my X Mini Mega Quest. As you may know if you've seen any of my shiny finds from this quest, this whole thing came about accidentally as a result of my hunt for Rhyhorn as part of my Rhydon quest. I phased on a few things in Glittering Cave, including the rare 5% Kangaskhan, and that ended up resulting in a domino effect that turned what I initially planned to be an informal playthrough of my Glittering Cave phases into a team of my favorite X and Y Megas plus my Rhydon and one of said phases, with the team only having 4 Mega capable Pokemon since I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of Mega designs, though some of them have grown on me a bit with the improved implementation of the mechanic in Legends ZA. I was initially going to use the first Machop I phased on in Glittering Cave as that bonus shiny on my team since I'd already evolved that all the way into Machamp, but I was thinking about it and I decided I preferred to have Marowak on my team, and B, I realized that literally every shiny that this save file has found is female except for that one Machop, now Machamp, and I like the idea of having an all-female team. So we've swapped in Carrie the Marowak, and there she is. I EV trained her and level grinded her up to par with everybody else, and I also spent way longer than I think it should have taken to get a Thick Club for her to now have a monstrous attack stat, which is completely unnecessary, obviously. My team has pretty poor type balancing and leans almost entirely on physical attackers, but I don't think I'll have any trouble at all beating Kalos' already easy Elite Four with 4 Mega options at my disposal, including one with a perfect nature that has an ability so broken that they had to nerf it in Gen 7. For a quick review of my team, I've got my Rhydon, which will remain unevolved and has Eviolite, Marowak, as I said, and Kangaskhan, Mawile, Abomasnow, and Banette. They're all EV trained, and you may notice they all have pretty solid movesets, as I did throw on some of the best move options I could, including post-game options. Again, not necessary, but I find Pokemon to be more fun to play when I've got a variety of coverage moves and my Pokemon get to live up to their full potential, and if I don't do that for the Elite Four, there's almost nothing else to do with them in X and Y. I did not max out their affection in Pokemon and Me, though, because as much as I like the idea of bonding with my team, the anime superpowers feel a little overkill. And I will also add the caveat that I thought these were good movesets. If they're, like, absolutely horrible and you're like, what do you mean those are good moves? I'm not a... This doesn't need to be a competitive moveset. I thought they were good sets of coverage. But with all of that said, I think it's time to get into the main event and take on the Elite Four. Make this very dramatic walk up to the Elite Four. The Kalos Elite Four is really easy, but I really have a soft spot in my heart for the Elite Four, something about the grandeur of the building and the walk up to it and everything. And I remember when X and Y first came out and I'd first beaten the game, I did like a bunch of level grinding on the Elite Four before like I eventually switched over to just doing it in the Battle Chateau. And I don't know, I just have a lot of nostalgia for the Elite Four. Even if it's easy to beat, I just think the spectacle of it is nice. I completely forgot about this. Because as I said, I've done the Elite Four a lot of times, but like a lot of rematches. I mean, not that there's an official like rematch team set up like there is in later games. It also took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that she was a member of Team Flare, even though she's like literally the one in the Holocaster, like all game long. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Okay, I want to face the Elite Four in the same order I did in my initial playthrough. It's kind of what I consider to be like the classic order. Same way I kind of feel about Gen 5, even though like both games don't have a set order. But I'm gonna lead with, actually, so my plan basically is to I kind of want to have each of my 4 Megas be focused on one member of the Elite Four, which, you know, works out because I can only Mega evolve 1 Pokemon per battle anyway. Of course, I'll try to use Carrie and Butterscotch, my Rhydon and my Marowak, not respectively. I flipped those around. Anyway, I still want to use those. I'm kind of torn on, because I do remember that Drasna leads with a Dragalge, which Mawile doesn't have a great answer for, but... And I was going to use Mawile for her. You know what? We're just going to go for it. We're going to go for it. And we'll just see how it goes. I do kind of like... I think Drazen is a cool character. I actually kind of like the Kalos Elite Four in general. Again, it's something that I feel like people will say that this Elite Four in particular is forgettable. And it's not that they're challenging, but I just sort of like their designs. And Drazen... I feel like a lot of Dragon trainers are like the really like hardened, like aggressive, like male trainers. And she just like feels very like... not that sort of stereotype. She's just like a kinder, like older woman, like just very like gentle and friendly. I think it's just kind of a nice, I don't want to say subversion because it's not like enough of a like trope per se. It's just a Pokemon convention, but I think it's cool. I think she's a cool character to have the dragon, to be the dragon trainer in this game. There's my Mega Mawile, and let's hopefully do some damage to her dragon. Oh, okay, that was a critical hit. Okay, well that's a nice start. I won't complain about that. I do have it on set. I am also gonna try. Oh, thank God you had Frisk. You otherwise would never have known what my held item was. I'm playing on set because I feel like this is already going to be easy enough. Might as well give myself a little challenge. And I'm going to try not to heal during battle. We'll see how that goes. Super Fang is annoying, but could have been worse, possibly. I have no idea what kind of coverage any of her Pokemon have. Okay, I'm faster than Druddigon, which probably isn't surprising. Druddigon doesn't seem like it would be very fast, but Mawile is not super fast, although mine is timid. Because of course it is. And I got it, and I was like, is it a special attacker or a physical attacker? And like literally like Mega Mawile's thing is it gets huge power, so it becomes really strong when it Mega Evolves. But I really didn't do that much with Mega Evolution. I barely have done anything with Mega Evolution, if I'm being honest, still to date. So it's not surprising. That's an interesting choice. It's not even Stab, because Altaria isn't Mega Evolved, so I don't know why you would do that. Oh, maybe because its Stab is literally completely ineffective against me. That might be it. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of why I was like, maybe I'll just like plan to like solo them with one of my Megas, see how well I can do that. Yeah, it's like, the thing is like, it's not that there's necessarily any types, broadly speaking, that have a particular character archetype behind them, but I feel like up to this point, Dragon type trainers generally did, with the exception of Iris. Like, not to underplay Iris, obviously she was a big subversion of that as well, especially because she was, you know, a younger character too. But yeah, I don't know. I guess Iris already subverted it. Drasna isn't like a trendsetter in that respect, but I still think I still like her character is the point. All right, I'm gonna heal. Actually, I don't really need to pause to heal because I only have to heal Susie, and I probably don't even need to heal her. I will heal between battles, just because, like, if I don't heal between battles, then that can result in, like, well, this Pokemon got used early on and got knocked out by a crit, and then it doesn't see any action for the rest of the Elite Four, and that's kind of boring, in my opinion. So, okay, we're gonna go Kangaskhan now for, Wickstrom. I should say, I do apologize for how long it's been since I posted the Banette video, and I said in that video that, like, it probably wouldn't be that long before I did the Elite Four. It's been a very busy month. I'm recording this on the 22nd of December. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna get the video posted, but, like, it's just been a busy, like, past month, and setting up for the Elite Four took longer than I expected it to, partially because I ended up building up my Marowak after I had, like, my team pretty well set. But, yeah. On the other hand, my shiny luck hasn't been doing very well. Haven't been getting stuff I want that lets me finish up videos. So at least this gives me something to post while I'm, you know, continue to... I don't want to say drought, because I'm not in a drought. I'm still under odds on the hunts I have ongoing. They're just either slower or not producing targets. Anyway. Alright, we're gonna try and buff up as well as we can against Klefki. We'll Mega Evolve and we'll use Fake Out. It's not going to do much against Klefki, but, like, there's really no reason not to use Fake Out unless something has Inner Focus or something. Especially when you have Parental Bond to add some extra damage to it. But now we're going to Power Up Punch, see if we can't get some stat buffs. Stat buffs? Stat boofs. And maybe if a Furfrou uses Swords Dance. No, actually, a Furfrou using Howl, or any dog Pokemon using Howl, that's a stat boof. God. I can speak words so well. Okay, we only get one boost from that, because I knocked it out in one hit, but oh well. I still can't believe how that works. Like, that you can just get a Swords Dance along with doing damage because of Parental Bond. Okay. So the question is, does his Aegislash use King's Shield? I think it does. So I'm going to use Fake Out. Damn it. Oh no, that's going to hurt. Oh no. Now, is he going to use King's Shield this turn? Probably, right? No. Okay. I was sure he was going to go for King's Shield and then lower my attack. Okay. Alright. That was... Because if he had used King's Shield or outsped me or something, I would have been completely screwed. Okay. Now, Power Up Punch. I don't remember if Probopass... I was going to say, I don't remember if it gets sturdy. It does. It does not matter. Another reason Parental Bond is broken. I think in Gen 7, it just does like 1.5 times damage per move instead of doing the 2 separate hits. I think that's how they, like, nerfed it. I've done even less with Megas in, I almost said Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I mean, that's also true, but Gen 7 than in Gen 6 for obvious reasons, because Megas are like super post-game locked in Gen 7. That's unfortunate. Oof. Well, not getting a full Kangaskhan sweep is probably deserved. Let's pull out Carry. I do have to say that the Kalos Elite Four suffers from, in addition to being very easy, suffers from, well, and I guess this is somewhat a flaw of the gym leaders too, but suffers from the same flaw that the Kalos gym leaders do, which is, why do the Elite Four members not use Megas? Why is Diantha the only one that uses a Mega Evolution? Why? It's like Kalaman, Serena, and post-game, Lysander, Diantha, and Karina, I think, are the only characters in the game that use Mega Evolution. And, like, on some level, I guess I get it, because Mega Evolution was kind of, like, busted in Gen 6, but the player is fully free to use it, including in, like, regular trainer battles. Like, there's no, like, downside to just entering a random trainer battle, Mega Evolving Kangaskhan, and absolutely destroying them. Except for the fact that the Kangaskhan Mega Stone is locked to post-game, but whatever. Anyway, it's especially, like, all of the Elite Four members, if you include the Megas that were introduced in Legends ZA, every single one has a Mega-capable Pokemon, and most of them do, even if you don't include the new ones. So obviously at the time, the ones introduced in ZA didn't matter, but it's just a shame. It would have been really cool to have a Mega Evolution in each of the Elite Four, and I guess they sort of realized that that was the case in Gens 7 and Gen 8, and that's why all of the gym leaders, or, well, trial captains and gym leaders and Elite Four and all of that stuff got some kind of, got to use their gimmick, but anyway, we're on to Malva, and I'm going to use Banette, which is just, like, kind of a random choice, but, like, Banette doesn't really have a solid advantage over any of the Elite Four members. So we're just kind of using Banette here. Banette also doesn't have great coverage, because it has some, like, interesting coverage moves, but they're all special moves. It's kind of limited if you want to use physical moves. So I'm not thrilled with Banette's moveset, and in fact, despite this being the battle I'm using it against, I gave it Will-O-Wisp. So that's not going to be helping me out. But we'll see how it goes. I obviously, Rhydon and Marowak, this is where they would really shine in all the Elite Four matches. They have a huge advantage here, so if Necrofear struggles, we'll be good. The only option I have against Pyroar is knockoff. So, unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't even remember noticing that the, like, flames in the background of this battle before. Dear Lord, that did nothing. Okay. Butterscotch hasn't gotten any screen time yet, so we're gonna send her out and take care of this, because I'm not gonna sit here using 5 different knockoffs. I'm gonna just Earthquake, not take a chance on the miss with Stone Edge, because I always seem to miss with Stone Edge. I don't know why, and I don't know why I use Stone Edge, given that I have such awful luck with hitting it, but there we go. Okay, Torkoal. Butterscotch might faint here, but, you know, it is what it is. I guess I should have expected to be able to outspeed Torkoal, so that's not surprising. Okay, Chandelure is the place where I might regret this. Actually, I'm gonna try something here. Okay. That's probably it for Butterscotch. Yeah, unfortunately it is. I figured that was gonna happen, and switching into a Shadow Ball was going to, if not kill Banette, at least probably put it in range of a KO for the next move, and I don't know if Banette outspeeds. We're gonna go for Shadow Claw. Okay, she's going for Confuse Ray. You've confused me as well. Because she does outspeed, so she could have just Shadow Balled me. That's very annoying. Please let me see some... That is so annoying, actually. Poor Banette didn't get to do anything in her designated battle. Poor Necrofear. I should be calling them by their nicknames, but... What was that? Okay. I did not recognize that animation. That's wild. Also, lowering the special attack of a Marowak is very funny. Okay, this is where Butterscotch would have come in handy. But that's okay. Hopefully Carrie can... Yeah, Carrie's good. And she's got Rockhead. The only reason I have Double Edge on here, it's like the only recoil move that she can even take advantage of. I think she gets Takedown, but Takedown is just, like, worse Double Edge. But it's like, if that's her ability, I might as well put something on there that actually benefits from it. But, like, why does she not get anything else? Why does Marowak have Rockhead and no... I feel like that's a common problem with Rockhead, honestly. Because I think Rhydon suffers from that as well. I don't actually remember if... Does this one have Lightning Rod or Rockhead? It does. It has Lightning Rod, which is actually, like, completely useless. Okay, I do actually have a little more healing to do here, so I am going to heal up, and then I'll join you as we head over to Siebold, the last Elite Four member. Alright, now on to Siebold in the Flood Chamber. I always thought this was one of the... I think this is my favorite of the 4 animations. Malva's room is really cool also, but this one, especially if you use the 3D effect on the 3DS, it looks really cool. I love the way it comes out. The actual 3D effect on the 3DS was pretty underutilized, including by me and I think a lot of players. Yeah, this animation, I love that, and like especially in 3D. I can look at it in 3D right now, but it won't come out on the screen. Though you can see the image shift on the capture card when I do the 3D slider, but yeah, I just think it looks really nice. But I also think water is pretty in general. Okay, and by process of elimination, Abomasnow is the one I'm using for the last fight, I guess I should say. I do think it's neat that the Elite Four members have like unique dialogue based on when you fight them. It makes it feel less like just like, here's the Elite Four, we didn't give it a direct order, even though like you can just sort of pick what you want to do. Okay. Clawitzer. I love Clawitzer. It's such a cool design. And here's my Abomasnow, and let's... I'm basically just going to be spamming Energy Ball, probably. Because that's, like... I mean, everything else is resisted, but... There's Mega Abomasnow. I love Mega Abomasnow. Yep. Made pretty quick work of Clawitzer. No offense. I guess it's probably gonna outspeed me, and rock moves will hurt, but of course he lands Stone Edge. Oof, that hurts. See, I was about to make a cocky remark about, like, why are you gonna send in a Pokemon that's 4 times weak to grass? But okay, Starmie definitely outspeeds. Do I go for Ice Shard just to get in some damage? I'm gonna go Ice Shard. I could have. Oh no! I should have used Energy Ball. No. I could have leveled my team up more and you know, been able to like dominate a little more. But I thought it may be interesting to see it be like a little more challenging, maybe. I mean, I'm not even struggling at all. Like, I'm losing my like designated Mega of the battle, but that's it. Kind of a shame, actually, that I don't have Mega Evolution, because I could actually make some use of Necrofear in this battle. Hopefully she can tank that. Yeah. Starmie is certainly not a joke with its special attack, but Bandit is kind of bulky, I think. Oh, perfect timing, so I don't have to get hit with the hail. Now we have Gyarados. And see, my brain is like, oh, Gyarados is coming out. It's gonna Mega Evolve, but it's not. It is not going to be doing that. It probably does have Bite. Let's see if I can hit it with a Will-O-Wisp. Nope. Yeah, it's my feelings on Mega Evolution have like fluctuated over the years. I guess we're going Kangaskhan. But like, I never felt more negatively about Mega Evolution than I did when the games when X and Y first came out. And I have to imagine that having like all or most of the Gym Leader and Elite Four matches end with like they Mega Evolve their Pokemon and it's like a big challenging fight. I have to imagine that would have helped me like the mechanic more. It's just a shame that they didn't take advantage of that. And I have to imagine that they would have done that in a Z version if it had happened. But we didn't get that, and, you know, ZA theoretically follows up in some respects, but not satisfactorily to me. I think it does a lot of things that are fun, but it doesn't feel like it concludes the X and Y, like everything X and Y brought forth. Because it's just a very different game, mechanically and in terms of the world and everything like that. So I think I will forever be sad that we didn't get to see all the gym leaders coming in and actually using Mega Evolutions and everything like that. The only one we get to see is Karina, and she already used a Mega Evolution, so... okay. So the Elite Four was not remotely challenging, as I kind of expected. And now we're ready to head forth to the Radiant Chamber, I believe is what Diantha's room is called. But I do have to think about what I'm going to do here. Obviously, I can only Mega Evolve once in this battle as well. I kind of hate to do it, because Mawile already got a pretty solid sweep. Not a pretty solid sweep, it did sweep. But I think Mawile has the best answer to Diantha's team. Oh, I'm gonna have to use another... Oh, wait, no. Oh. I didn't even... See, it's right there in huge font for you. I'm looking at a normal-sized DS screen while I'm doing this. I forgot that they didn't change... When did they change the Hyper Potion thing? I thought it was already only healing 120 in this game. But it was still 200. Okay, yeah. We're gonna lead with Susie. Because I feel pretty confident that she can do a number on Diantha. Necrofear does have an answer to her ace, which is the place where I'll most need a Mega Evolution. But I believe her Gardevoir also has Shadow Ball, so... Okay. You say what you will about Diantha, she is not a memorable champion in almost any respect, but her theme is so good. It's a great champion theme. I mean, X and Y has, like, amazing music across the board, so not exactly shocking. There's a part of me that's tempted not to Mega Evolve yet, just so I can save it for her Gardevoir, but I'm not planning to heal. And Mawile will get such an advantage from Mega Evolving and getting the huge power. If I don't switch out, I don't get anything out of Intimidate, right? So... Okay, set up with Swords Dance all you want. I'm pretty sure you're going to be dead in at the end of this turn. There we go. I do think, like, she's not hard to beat, but I also do think that Diantha has a cool team. Why are you sending out Goodra next? I feel like she usually sends out Goodra later, and oh. Okay. I do not think of Goodra as a Pokemon. I mean, it's a pseudo-legendary, it's a dragon, so that makes sense. But I think of Goodra as so, like, water-adjacent that I just don't think of it having fire moves. She could also have, like, Mist with Fire Blast. That might have been neat as well. Play Rough has... Yeah... It's a little stronger, but less accuracy. I'm gonna go Iron Head. Oh, okay, I missed Head Smash. I mean, she missed Head Smash, at least. Thank God for that. I don't know if it would have killed. I am pretty low on HP, to be fair. Now we're definitely using Iron Head. Aurorus is... not great typing, but... Oh, no. But such a cool design, and such a great shiny. Dang, I was really looking forward to just absolutely decimating her with, with Iron Head. So that's unfortunate. I don't have a Mega Evolution for her Ace anymore. I think I'll still be okay. Knock on wood. As I said, Banette probably is not going to survive against her Gardevoir. Oh, you had to miss the Iron Tail. Iron Tail and... Are you kidding? Oh no, I just empowered her Blizzard. Dude, that's... Thank you for finally hitting it. Iron Tail and Thunder Punch are both move tutor moves from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I did trade my Pokemon over there to get some cool moves to round out their moveset. As I said, I think it's just more fun when you've got like more to work with. And I finally redeemed some of the literally like 6,000 battle points I had sitting in home, because I've just been like, what game do I even redeem them to? And I should have done it sooner, and I could have distributed it among multiple games. But sorry, not home, bank, Pokemon Bank. Okay, well, you've made a huge error, because I can just switch into Kangaskhan. So anyway, I used some of those battle points. Made a very small dent in them for some cool move tutor moves. Fortunately, can't fake out here. Oh wait, I literally could have faked out. I forgot Kangaskhan has Scrappy. Well, I can't do it anymore, so. Oh yeah, I'm still immune to Ghost type. So that, I don't know how much that's gonna do for you, but certainly didn't save you. Okay, is Gardevoir her only one left? Am I forgetting anybody? She had the two fossils, Hawlucha, Goodra, and Gourgeist. Yeah, it has to be Gardevoir left. I actually didn't have experience share on for most of the game. I don't think that actually helps her. I don't know that she has... I mean, she wouldn't be using a normal type move on a ghost type anyway. I want to switch into Necrofear and try that, but Necrofear will not survive if I try to switch it in. Oh wait, no, yeah, Scrappy can hit ghost types. Kangaskhan is... I guess technically because she added ghost type, it could matter, but it probably won't. I'm pretty confident I will not have any problems. Even if she knocks out Kangaskhan, I've still got 4 Pokemon left. Oh no, not my special attack. Please don't lower my special attack. I'm using it so much. Oh, this is gonna be perfect, actually. She knocks out Kangaskhan. And then Necrofear, who did not really get to do much in her designated match, gets to come out. Oh, she's gonna heal, isn't she? Thank God I have Frisk. I can't, what would I have done if I didn't know she had the Gardevoir, right? Oh, that's actually a dilemma. Surely she heals, right? Surely she heals. Yes, okay. If she hadn't healed, Shadow Sneak to finish it off actually would have been very fun. Oh, the Oko. Didn't even need to be Mega Banette, and I still Oko'd your Gardevoir, and I was underleveled. I think this is like the only time, like one of the very rare times I've actually fought the Elite Four while underneath, like, the levels of like I don't remember what the individual members have. But her ace was 68. I certainly wasn't high enough. Wasn't as high as that, but yeah, as I said. 4 Megas, Mega Kangaskhan, and, you know, this Elite Four is not challenging. And now we enter the Hall of Fame. It's very cool. I forgot about that Like, is it supposed to be stained glass on the floor? That looks really cool with all the like different types and everything. As much time as I did spend beating this Elite Four, it's been a minute since I played it. It's been a minute since I played Gen 6 at all, I should say. This is my first time playing through it in, I don't know, some number of years. As I expected, this wasn't like the most exciting Elite Four match ever, but it just feels like no like shiny quest is complete without getting that like capstone of getting to see everybody fighting in battle. And you know, I'm not the kind of person who can generally shiny hunt stuff and just leave them in a box, so just getting to see them used for something is fun. Okay, they are on the top screen. Sometimes the Hall of Fame loves to be on the bottom screen, and then I have to scramble to switch my layout because I forget to account for these things. But here's the team. I'm glad Necrofear got to get that final blow, because she really did get kind of... Did not really get her 15 seconds of fame. 15 minutes of fame. I can't even remember what the expression is. But of course, that's not it yet. I think it's after the credits. Oh, no. There's no... The credits don't come yet. Yeah, we've got to fight AZ first. And he has like level 40 Pokemon or something, I think, so that's not going to be a challenge, but... This is... I love this, like, the... Kalos theme? I feel like there's a... It's in a particular area. Is it just the Sycamore lab theme? I feel like there's a different theme in his lab, but I could be wrong. Again, it's been a long time since I played through Kalos, and I started this file ages ago and got up to, like, Badge 6, like, in 2021. So... In honor of Kalos. Or maybe you do see credits before you actually fight AZ. I can't remember. There we are. Selena and Trevor looking as awkward as humanly possible. There's AZ. Imagine you're like getting an award for like saving the country or whatever, and you're up on stage, and then some guy just comes and says, "Battle me." Kind of a weird moment to do this, AZ. We do get to hear the gym leader theme, which is great. Another absolute banger theme in X and Y. This is not a good matchup. Oh, he's level 60. Why did I think he was like level 40? I don't know what I'm thinking of, because there aren't that many post-game battles like this. There's this, and then in ORAS, they did the Brendan/May battle. But I think those are the only two battles that are like immediately after the Elite Four like that, except unless you count like the Tapu Koko fight in Sun and Moon. But that's different because it's not a trainer battle. Obviously, that wouldn't be having level 40 Pokemon. I do, however, remember that AZ was a pushover, but to be fair, so was the entire Kalos League, basically. I mean, I don't need to switch out. Let's do Dragon Tail. Oh, he only has 3 Pokemon? Okay, well now I will be switching out. At that point, there is literally no reason not to switch to Kangaskhan and eat the hit. Not even eat the hit. Make it do nothing. I feel like there's a word for that. I feel like maybe eat the hit could be the word in that case. All right, we are gonna fake out because I remembered Scrappy exists this time, and then we're gonna crunch. And that probably will take care of Golurk. I don't remember who his final Pokemon is. Sigil. What a random selection of Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. That's very weird. Okay, we're gonna switch in Banette and try to get a nice hit with the Mega Banette, since Mega Banette got to be alive for 5 seconds before. I feel like everybody else got a little bit of time, but Banette did not really get much to be actually Mega Evolved, which is, you know, kind of the point of this whole thing. Alright. Now don't just launch a Shadow Ball in my face and knock me out immediately, please. Okay, Cosmic Power. Great. I don't love that, but... Okay, we're gonna Shadow Sneak, because I think that might KO it. And just in case it decides to pull out the Shadow Ball here. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry. I needed to make up for Banette's lack of satisfactory moment in the Malva battle. So there we go. She got to take down AZ. I probably remembered him being so easy because he only has 3 Pokemon. It's interesting to hear this song, the original song again, after hearing like the reworked like chill version in the hotel in Legend ZA so many times. And there's his Floette coming down so he can say one of the most memed phrases in all of Pokemon. It's been 3,000 years. I distinctly remember making an edit of this with shiny Venomoth in it and sending it to one of my friends after I got my Gen 5 Venomoth. Would have been more appropriate to do that with the male Burmy, probably, but on the other hand, I'd already done that with Venomoth, so it kind of felt like just sort of reiterating the joke at that point. Even though the Venomoth hunt, all told, took me like... I think I was actively hunting it for like 3 months, and there was an interruption for Scarlet and Violet's release, but Burmy took me like a full year to get the male Burmy. Anyway. Nice little shot of Fletchling to bookend the game. Just as it starts with a Fletchling. I almost said Floette. Fletchling, and it ended with a Fletchling. And that concludes my very sort of weirdly brought about mini mega quests. I'm almost positive that this is a quest I wouldn't have done had I not sort of stumbled into it the way I did. There are very few cases where I'm likely to hunt a Pokemon that exists in sprites in 3D, even with like a 3D exclusive gimmick like Mega Evolutions, because I feel like I'm still more excited at the thought of like a shiny Banette in Black and White 2 than about a Mega capable one in any 3D game. But given that I did stumble into it, I really enjoyed the brief diversion, and I'm glad I did it. Even if this game has been pretty horrible to me in terms of encounter luck. I mean, it wasn't like universally awful, like looking at my average and everything like that. All told, including the whole Glittering Cave hunt, which like wasn't technically started as part of this quest, but anyway, counting all of that because it's all of the phases that involved this hunt, I found 9 shinies on this file across a total of 52,411 encounters for an average of 5,823 per shiny. My phase luck admittedly was much better given the unexpected 5% Kangaskhan on phase 4 in Glittering Cave and the target 10% Rhyhorn on phase 6. So I'm not exactly complaining, but I am kind of surprised. I should also clarify, in case you haven't seen my other videos about the Glittering Cave hunt, I say phase 4 and phase 6, those are including my first phase that I did on a different file like 3 years ago. So it's not counted in this quest, but technically that is, like, it was my 4th and 6th phases in Glittering Cave total. I do also have some final extra footage that I want to share here. I've been trying to show off my shinies in some unique ways lately, and one that I hadn't even really been aware of until fairly recently involves the contest spectaculars in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. One thing that these games change from the originals is that if your Pokemon gets the crowd going, it plays a special animation corresponding with your Pokemon's type, or one of their types if they have 2 types. Furthermore, if they're holding a Mega Stone, they can Mega Evolve at this point, which is a neat little touch that also feels thematically appropriate in a situation where your Pokemon is supposed to be showing off. Obviously, these shinies did not originate from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but it felt like it would be a shame to have shiny Gen 6 Megas and not take advantage of this feature now that I know it's there. So I traded them over and did some contests with my Megas, and you will be seeing this footage. I will edit it in post. Just so you're seeing what it all looks like, and, you know, so we can just layer it over. As I think I've said a few times now in my videos, I definitely plan to come back at some point to hunt some proper Kalosian Pokemon, like Pokemon that originated from Kalos, not just Megas. But I'm not sure where that's going to fit into my plans. I've got my hands very full at the moment, and I also tend to like to take a break from a generation right after finishing a quest in it. So I'd be surprised if it happens anytime soon, but it also depends on how lucky I get on the quests I'm currently working on and what I feel like hunting when I wrap up an ongoing project, so we'll see. For the time being, I'll hope to see you in another video and another game sometime soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this weird mishmash of a quest, and as always, best of luck on all your hunts, and take care.